Welcome to the SaaS Factor.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we have Kil Parnell with us. So he's one of our coworkers and one of our very favorite people. Before we dive into some of the tough questions we have for Kil, we wanted to learn a little bit about you. So tell our SaaSers about your background, Kil.
Honored to be here, y'all. Appreciate you having me today. My name is Kil Parnell. I'm an account executive with Medify. Previous to Medify, I spent a long time in the broker world. That entailed, servicing accounts all the way from small group fully insured all the way up to like large group enterprise levels. So me being an account executive, serviced benefit plans, shopped every line of coverage under the sun, made sure we were helping our clients provide the best benefit packages that they could, because we all know that directly translates into retaining employees and finding new good ones. So background has really always been in the insurance world. I always say insurance found me. I didn't go looking for it, but at the end of the day, here I am. It's been a great experience. Love doing what I do.
So, Kil, you've worked on the broker side and you've also worked with us at Medify. And so, as a broker, how did working with Medify help whenever you were working with your customers on your book of business?
Yeah, that's a great question. Point blank period, felt like a load off my shoulders, off my chest. Really the navigation that the Medify app offered and the white glove service that we're there 24/7 for the employees and the members of the health plans, it made my job easier as a broker. At the end of the day, we could implement Medify and provide that service to all the members, like I said, 24/7. And all of those benefits questions that I would find that would hit HR's desk or flow on up to my desk, virtually all of those answers were taken care of by the Medify navigation team. So as members were messaging HR about I lost my ID card, HR could say, have you checked the Medify app? Because you've got a digital card wallet with all of your cards right there for you. So doesn't matter if you lose them anymore. Otherwise, those tedious benefits questions, having to consult with the carriers on some of that benefit level information that might be hazier or a little bit more unclear. Medify could help us with that too. We consolidate all of that information from the benefit plan and put it into one easy to access area right there in your back pocket, always there for you 24/7 as you need us. So I thought it was a tremendous benefit for me and also the HR team. And wanted to point out as well, like all the communication that we help with at Medify was a huge benefit to me because of the shift in the insurance marketplace that we've experienced in more companies migrating away from that fully insured model, going into the ASO model, going into the self-insured model. We're trying to mitigate costs wherever we can, because everybody knows it's like your benefit spend is one of the top spends for you as a company, as an employer. Because of the increased communication efforts that we can help pair with the companies, I felt like it was also helping the members, the employees, become better stewards of their benefit plan as well, making that jump from fully insured to self-funded, where you as the employer, you're funding the claims. That creates a personal stake in the game for all members of the health plans. For us to run that self-funded health plan to the best of our abilities, we need everybody on board with the mission. And historically, insurance has been one of those things that's just up in the air. It's kind of like you go to the doctor, you do what the doctor asks you. You don't really question it, and you go on with your day. It's time to change that. It's time to take a good, hard look at the insurance offerings, the benefit plans that are available to you, and use them to the best of your ability. Medify can help pair communication efforts in getting those messages out there and helping the members familiarize themselves, become more comfortable in operating under that type of benefit plan.
How do you think companies can use data to optimize their benefit offerings?
Yeah, fantastic question. The first thing that comes to my mind in being able to analyze data that the benefit plan allows is identifying trends, figuring out patterns, keeping track of those benefits that are potentially undervalued, unutilized, or not valued, where we need to look at maybe, adjusting that benefit program or implementing a new offering, removing it altogether, whatever that may be. But what stands out the most to me is that we can use claims data to identify a lot of trends. And because Medify, we help pair efforts in communication strategies, I feel like this kind of goes hand in hand with what we do at this point here. So,
Okay, so Cale, you have such great rapport with our customers and partners. Tell us, what is it that drives you and what's your secret sauce?
secret sauce. Yeah, love that. Man, at the end of the day, I got to say my secret sauce is insurance makes me irate. Point blank period, about how difficult it is to understand, how difficult it is to navigate, all of these moving puzzle pieces that you have to verify at like multiple different sources on every step of the way. There's nobody to hold your hand on it. It's just very difficult to understand. Previous to me coming onto the broker side, spent years at doing other things. I was on benefit plans. I was paying medical premiums to my insurance carrier, not even going to get my 2 wellness visits every year. So I'm sitting here paying these medical premiums and not getting anything whatsoever, any sort of return on my investment from that. So coming onto the broker side made me really realize how in the dark I was about this whole world, this whole industry.
Yeah.
And that lit a fire under me there. So enjoyed what I did on the broker side, but man, when I got to know Medify and really got to know how they help their clients increase communication efforts, increase the level of knowledge in general, just at the member level, honestly kind of blown away by that. So I gotta say, like, my secret sauce is not because it's not my love of insurance. It's my decision to want to know more about this industry. And now that I'm in that position and I'm able to convey that to others, I've found a pretty good calling in that right there. It invigorates me to no end to help people understand their benefits better.
That's awesome.
That's a great cause.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cale, you've worked with Kelly, our little Kelly Bellish, for most of your career. So, hats off to you for number one, our little loving peacock. We're all little peacocks from the dope assessment that we did. But can you tell us something about Kelly that we may not know? Since you've had so much experience with our prize angel.
I can't wait to hear this.
Kelly is the hostess with the mostest. Kelly throws a great party. Kelly throws a lot of parties.
That she does.
Kelly loves to get down. I love that about Kelly. Kelly's a big part of why I'm on the team now, honestly. So,
wow. That's very nice and a lot tamer than I thought you were going to answer that question. So
I was hoping he was going to bring up the sailboats.
I won't blow you up.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Anyway, well, you work on a team composed predominantly of women, and you have a wife and a daughter at home. How do you deal?
I think I've always been pretty good at it. My grandpa had 4 daughters. I got 3 other aunts, lots of girl cousins too.
You're made
I don't
for
know.
it.
Yeah.
I'm made for it. Yeah. My wife and daughter make it extraordinarily easy on me as well. So
that's awesome.
Extraordinarily blessed, incredibly lucky to have them, as well as my teammates. So Christy, Kelly, Mandy, Katie, Sarah, You guys are the closest ones that I work with, on a day-to-day basis. And like I said, another part of the reason why I'm at Medify is not just specifically like our team-based model, it's the team itself.
Mm-hmm.
So have a tremendous amount of respect for all of y'all on the team. I think we complement each other incredibly well with the different backgrounds that we've come from over the years, but yeah, straight up lucky to have so many incredible ladies in my life.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, we love working with you, Kale.
We're lucky
Appreciate
to
it.
have you, Kale. Yeah.
So, Kale, we know that you love baseball and that you grew up in the dugout. How do you think that's translated in just all that experience growing up? How do you think that's translated into your career now?
Yeah, it was a huge part of my life. I would even go as far as to say it was one of the only parts of my life until I got out of high school. So, come from a long-time baseball family. Dad is a high school and summer league baseball coach. So all the downtime that I had was spent in a baseball dugout in a locker room somewhere. So from the time I was a really little kid, you get out of school, summer practices start up. So 6 a.m. June and July, you're up at the facility practicing, with the older kids. One of the main things that I learned was how to cuss under your breath, because you can't yell or else you're going to get ejected.
And that translates?
I would say the main thing that translates is working on a team. Me having been invested so much in a sport that requires 9 people to do it successfully, you have to rely on others. I think I've just worked on a team my whole life, really. And, there's some wild dynamics with every team out there, but you figure out how you can all get along. You figure out how to make it successful at the end of the day. You can put differences aside, you compare efforts where you can. And at the end of the day, makes everybody better from working on a team who can communicate effectively. Like I said, put differences aside, pair efforts when they can.
Teamwork really does make the dream work. I think that every team has its ups and downs, but we got a pretty awesome team here. So we're very lucky.
That's how he can handle our inappropriate jokes as well, right? The dugout.
Exactly. All of our sailor mouths that we have.
Spitting sunflower seeds in my office.
There you go. Into a cup. He's got his little sunflower seed cup on his desk. This is a fun question. So if you could choose one of these things, what would it be? And your options are snake bite, fishing, or hunting. You got to choose one. I know you love all 3.
Kale, tell us what a snake bite is for those who
tell us
don't
what that
know.
Is, sorry.
Oh, snake bite. It's my favorite drink at my favorite restaurant, Kilkenny's in Tulsa. If you've never been there, I would fly there tomorrow to get it.
Shout out.
But a snake bite is half of a light beer and half a cider. So, it's got that carbonation that the beer has. It's got that nice flavor that the cider has. It's absolutely fantastic. But I probably got to say fishing is probably what gets my goat after all. I spend a lot of time on the Illinois River in northeastern Oklahoma. Love fishing for largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, crappie. Love putting dinner on the table. I love nothing more than a fried fish dinner. A little bit more about the fishing. My wife and I kayak in our spare time. So we've got these big fishing kayaks, real comfortable. You could sit on it for 12 hours in a day if you needed to. Being out there on that river is a surreal place for me. It's really probably what recharges me most out of just about anything out there. Incredibly lucky to live where I live and have access to, a lot of great spots, a lot of great fishing holes. Not that I would tell anybody. I might show you one day. But yeah, don't come knocking for my fishing holes.
He's drinking
Unless
a snake bite while he's doing it.
Unless you provide snake bites.
Then we'll talk. Let's talk. We'll talk.
Awesome. Hey,
I
well,
love
Kale,
that.
we appreciate you joining us. And we appreciate everyone tuning into this segment. So, Kale, next time be ready because we're going to have a little bit of a hot wing challenge. So you better be ready to go. Well, we appreciate everyone joining us again, and we'll see you soon. Have a good day.
Thanks, y'all.